Namaste friends, and I hope all of you are doing well. The conjunction series is continuing. I'm just going to talk about the Sun and Jupiter conjunction in the second house. The caveat as usual is that do not take everything that I say or anything that people say on YouTube as the ultimatum. Okay, your charts are unique. Each and every chart is unique, and it needs a lot of details, a lot of data, it needs a lot of analysis before coming into conclusion. Okay, but you can use this as a very solid foundation, maybe to begin to understand certain houses in your charts. Okay, so now the Sun and Jupiter. The Sun's personality is that it illuminates. It is the source. It is the very energy that one receives upon birth, and whichever house it resides, it illuminates that house of the person, and receives that energy and stores it within itself. Okay, say if it's in the second house in this example, it will shine with brilliance to every corner of the house, and shows that to the person, to the self, on the attributes of that house, and then pulls it and keeps it within itself. It's like a storage, and that storage is somewhat like a pride. Okay, many people confuse the Sun as egoistic, which is not true. The Sun is very individualistic. Okay, it doesn't share much. Now Jupiter is all about learning the higher picture of things, the higher scheme of things, the higher nature of things, right? What is on a very open understanding about things. It doesn't have anything narrow. It's always broad in its approach. Okay, which is why Jupiter is also associated with overweight. Okay, all this has subtle meanings, but in essence, Jupiter is all about wisdom. It's all about understanding something on a very profound manner, rather than going into some petty things. Okay, so both Sun and Jupiter are benefics. Obviously, Sun is a mild benefic, which I'm not going to talk about right now. But for this example, let's take Sun as the benefic, because it is benefic in many ways. Mild benefic. Why? Is because if it's too close, then it will burn or rather weaken the other graha, which is called the Astangata combustion. Okay, let's put that aside. Let's go back to the Sun and Jupiter. So now that you know the essence or the basics of Sun and Jupiter, the second house is the house of it's all about house of personal wealth. Wealth doesn't only mean money. Wealth in every sense, from whatever that you think that is of value to you. Okay, like the second house is also called, besides Dhana Bhava, it's also called as Kudumbasthana, the house of family, because the family is also an asset, right? A value which defines you. Okay, your close friend who knows you intimately, who shares your sorrows, who shares your griefs, your happiness, your excitement. That is also another asset, another resource, another form of wealth that you have, your close friend. So all these things are connected to the second house. Something that you receive from the first house, and try to use your senses, your bodily senses, to experience that to the world, to experience consciousness, is what the second house is all about. Now let's put all these three things together: the Sun, the Jupiter, and the second house. A few things I can talk about. The people who have this combination, they are very charitable in nature. Okay, their soul, the Atma, is always connected to helping other people, and they do it with great enthusiasm, and they do not normally expect any anticipation, not even a thanks. That sort of people, they do it by all means a charity. Okay, a donation, a service to mankind. That's what they do. They don't expect anything in return. They have the understanding why a charity is important. They have that understanding, right? Which again increase the purpose of life. And what does it do to the second house? Remember, second house, it's all about the personal value, the asset. Well, spirituality is also a facet in life. And the more spiritual understanding or knowledge or jnana that you have, the more asset is that for you. So again, spirituality is also a part of wealth. So that increases one's spirituality by doing more charity. Over the years, I've also noticed that these people have good faith, very religious people. Because of that, they gain a lot of good fortune in life. Okay, a lot of happiness is derived because of their contribution and investment in understanding rituals and religious practices, and also applying that in the form of helping people. The humanitarian, the how can I say this? The more philanthropical approach brings them good fortune. Also, the family members has been always supportive to these people who have this. They always support them. The close friends always support them. They always have mentors who always show them the right path. That's something that I see due to faith, due to close relationship with your friends, family, and also some mentors or gurus. These people gain a lot of good fortune. Okay. A little bit on the bad side, some have poor digestive system. I notice, especially if Sun is overly strong, or there is a problem with Jupiter, or the positions, or some drishtis from houses, some virodhargalas and all that, could have some form of digestive system issues. Okay, the Sun illuminates the consciousness, right? As I mentioned, it illuminates the conscious in whichever house that is in this case the second house, and that improves together with Jupiter. It sort of tells Jupiter, look, the second house is all about understanding personal value by using our own senses. It sends that signal to Jupiter. Remember, the Sun is always the king. It takes precedence, and Jupiter, being wisdomful and has a lot of good insight about the bigger things in life, the bigger view in life, the bigger scheme of life, will absorb that information from the Sun on what it is showing from the second house, and makes the person who has this very good in discernment, choosing what's right, what's wrong. They're discretional through wisdom. Okay, do not get confused with Mercury's attributes of discretion, which is entirely different. Jupiter's discretion is all about choosing right choices, right? Very good choices on, or rather good judgments in life to sustain or to maintain or to achieve success. Okay, so I'm going to stop here. It's just a little bit about what I think what Sun and Jupiter would do in the second house. So if you're new to the channel, please subscribe. There's more videos to come. I hope it's been knowledgeable for you, and you take care. Until the next time, namaste.